Hello everyone. Today we're gonna be talking about the process of pollination. I figured it'd be a good story to talk about since it's short and it's about science and it seems pretty easy to understand. So here we get an image, pollination, and it shows the process. So here you get we have a bee and you have two flowers, right? So I'm gonna kind of talk to you about the process. Well, first let me read and then we'll go back to the process. Here we go. First paragraph. Pollination is an important part of the reproductive process for plants. It involves the transfer of pollen grains from the male part of a flower to the female part. Pollen must be transferred between flowers in order for the flower to produce seeds, which contain all the information needed to make a new plant. But how does the pollen get from one flower to another? Some plants rely on creatures called pollinators to carry pollen from one flower to the next. Pollinators include some types of birds and bats. They also include insects such as certain types of bees, butterflies, and beetles. Last paragraph. In this example, the male part of one flower releases pollen grains. A bee lands on the flower. Next, the pollen grains attach themselves to the bee's body. Then the bee flies to the next flower, carrying the pollen with it. The pollen grains fall off the bee and onto the flower stigma. The stigma is the female part of the flower. It traps the pollen with its hairs or its sticky substances. Next, a pollen tube forms on the surface of the stigma. It grows all the way down to the plant's ovule, which is the female part of the plant that eventually becomes a seed. Let's look at the picture again. You got the grain of pollens. They get attached to the bee. Now the pollinator, which is the bee in this example, flies to another flower and it carries the pollen right here and it attaches to the stigma like it's talking about in the example. And here it goes to the ovule and the seed and the ovary right here. So that's a simple process. I hope you guys like this little short passage about pollination. So I'll see you around.